Alrighty, boys and girls, welcome back to 10 in the Pit. So, the last few days, probably about a week, 10 days now, we did our favorite bowling balls from all of the manufacturers. We broke it down into 3 different videos. We did it by brand. We did the Brands of Brunswick, or B7. We did Motive. We did the Storm 3 or SPI. We gave you our picks. Now, everybody's been asking what our options for Ball of the Year are. Ball of the Year to me means absolutely everything. Ball of the Year means if you had every bowling ball lined up and you only had to pick one, you would pick this one bowling ball. Now, a lot of people don't have the insight on all of the releases that we have.
That's true.
A lot of people haven't had firsthand experience throwing it themselves or drilling it, watching it throw, coaching somebody with it, seeing the ball shape.
Watching it break in.
Correct. So we, at 10 in the Pit here, we have a little bit of a different insight than a lot of your other YouTube channels out there. They just kind of throw 10, 15 shots. If they don't like it, they don't throw it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We literally force ourselves to put 50, 60 games on these bowling balls, whether we like them or not. And we have seen all of, I think you said last video we did 91 bowling ball reviews on the channel. It's a lot of bowling balls.
Yeah.
So we have firsthand experience with every bowling ball that's up for Ball of the Year. And we've thrown it or we've worked with somebody who is throwing it. So here's our list. You guys already know what they all chose from the previous videos.
Right.
But we're going to run through and recap just for this video. So Ball of the Year, Mr. Aiden, just enough hand lefty. His bowling ball choice for Motive was Raptor Rush. From B7 or Brands of Brunswick, his ball choice was Ethos.
Hybrid. Yes.
From Storm 3 or SPI, his choice was Idle Pearl. Now, his choice of Ball of the Year was Ethos Hybrid.
That was a good ball for him.
It was. He's still throwing it.
Right.
It's one of his favorites.
So, next is Jaden, the opposite. Two-handed lefty. He didn't have a lot of reviews this year. He came on later in the year. So, his choices were Motive Evoke, 900 Global Harsh Reality Pearl, and Hammer Scorpion Low Flare. He chose the Evoke from Motive. He likes his smooth shapes.
He does. He does. Now, Early from Motive. You all know Early, little Dobby. Decent rev rate, plays the middle volume of the lane. He doesn't like to bounce it outside too much. He's getting a little better at that. He chose the Sub-Zero from Motive. And then he chose the Harsh Reality from 900 Global. And then he chose the Zigzag Solid from Radical. Now, if you caught a theme there, they're all big symmetrical strong balls or asymmetrical solid bowling balls.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes his stronger equipment.
Yes, he does. And Early's choice for bowling ball of the year is Radical Zigzag Solid. And I can't argue with it. It's the weaker of the 3 bowling balls that he has on his list. But, yeah, he threw it well.
Had a decent back end.
Yes, it did.
Next, Joey. Two-handed righty. Very good bowler. He had the Sub-Zero from Motive. Idle Solid from Rotogrip. And Ebonite?
Yep.
The One Reverb. And that was his choice. The One Reverb.
For ball of the year, yeah.
That was a very good ball. He's still throwing it. The shape on it is really good.
Yep. It fits his game. He likes to be able to power game or he likes to be able to float it. It does everything that he wants it to do.
Right.
So. All right, Mr. Taft, Aaron. You don't see him much. He's kind of hit or miss now that the baby's here, but he's up with all of the releases, he breaks it all down with us as well. So his choices this year for Ball of the Year were from Motive, Raptor Rush, phenomenal. Origin, phenomenal. And Mesmerize. I mean, those 3 bowling balls right there, if you don't own one of those, you can't go wrong with any of those choices. But his Ball of the Year is the Mesmerize from Brunswick. And that's an HK22 solid. That speaks volumes.
That ball was astounding, for
I'm
sure.
not a big fan of the HK22 solids. And if I had to pick one of the better asymmetricals on the market, it would be the Mesmerize. So Aaron's right there with me.
Yeah, that definitely makes James's, a lot of our top solid asymmetrical bowling balls of the year. So that makes sense. He shot well with it too.
He still is.
Yeah.
Still is.
Next is Bryant Kraft. He came on later in the year, but he's, yeah. If you haven't seen him, he's
Mr. 800 himself.
his craft is really good. No pun intended. Raptor Rush from Motive. He's very high on that ball. Idle Solid. That's an interesting choice, but it would definitely benefit his game. And Hammer Anger. He cannot say enough about this Hammer Anger.
Yeah.
And none of us can really believe it, but he makes it look really good.
So the Hammer Anger in Bryant's eyes is a little bit more forgiving and a little bit more easier to control than the Raptor Rush.
It's not as strong.
Correct. So you can manipulate your speed to get what you want out of it. It's just around. It's just fits Bryant's game
It's, yeah.
to a T.
He was talking with us on Thursday. He was like, I don't know why you guys don't like this anger and blah, blah, blah. And it's not that we don't like it. It's just...
I think the
it
Raptor Rush is better.
wouldn't be... Yeah, it wouldn't be our top pick.
Correct. But
But,
that's his choice.
yeah.
Hammer Anger for Ball of the Year from Bryant Motive Craft.
Who would have thought?
Correct. And so all of us have a preference when it comes to brands, and it's funny looking at this list.
It is.
Nobody chose their favorite brand.
It's eye-opening.
It is. Very, very. Now, Quinton. Two-handed, right-handed. Kool-Aid, sipping. Kool-Aid. Yep. His choices for Ball of the Year, Motive Supra GT, Deviate Mantra, and you ready for this? Because he's been high in this ball all year since it came out. Summit Peak. Okay? That is Storm's pinnacle ball to him. And you want to know what he chose for Bowling Ball of the Year? No Kool-Aid, no Utah, Deviate Mantra. That should tell you how good the Deviate Mantra is.
It is. It was hard to pick between the Mantra and the Peak.
It is. It is.
I had so much success with the Summit Peak this year, but part of me felt like I had to give credit to the Mantra. Deviate hasn't had a ball like that in a very long
It's
time.
one of their best releases in a couple of years, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, we get to James. His picks. Motive, Venom EXJ.
Or the Sub-Zero. I put them both together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, EXJ's better.
I agree.
900 Global Origin. And the Brunswick Mesmerize. Showed up a couple times on the list.
Yes, it did.
His pick.
No Motive.
Mr. Muskegon himself.
Correct. No Motive.
He went with a 900 Global Origin.
So I will explain this to you, because all of the people out there are, as we stand in front of Motive bowling balls, I have Storm and Brunswick on the lower shelves. You just can't see them from this camera angle. But I am a fan of Motive. I like the way they roll. I like the way they match up. And my only complaint about Motive bowling balls is they don't come out with enough hybrids and they don't come out with enough asymmetricals. whether it's pearl, solid, hybrid, anything. They don't come out with enough asymmetricals. So every time I'm building my bag and I'm looking for asymmetrical pieces, it forces me out of one of my favorite brands to look at everything else. The 900 Global Origin is so good with a new cover, new core, new finish. There's not a better hybrid on the market.
I disagree.
I know you do. I know you do.
A lot of us. Okay, 3 of us picked hybrids.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, most of the time we're bowling on a house shot anyway, and it's hybrids a little bit more forgiving, but they still have the back end.
Correct.
So,
I mean, you want to talk symmetrical hybrids, that opens up a whole different market. But asymmetrical hybrids, the Origin's better than the Pride Liberty.
I totally agree with that.
I'm a motive fan, so just that core cover combo is done well, and that's my choice for ball of the year. 900 Global Origin.
Interesting.
Yeah, you didn't pick Kool-Aid. You picked DB8, B7. Bryant's a motive guy. He picked Hammer. The only one that stayed true was Aaron.
Yeah.
He picked Mesmerize.
Joey too.
Yeah,
he's not necessarily a fan of
correct
Storm or Motive.
Correct. And Early is becoming more of a fan of Radical by the day. So that does make sense. And Jaden's just starting. He's just getting his toes wet. And Aiden has.
He's actually a Storm boy.
Yeah, he is.
So, for him to say the Ethos Hybrid was
correct.
Really something. I mean, it's great in his hands.
It is. It's really good.
All of these balls are great in each one of our hands.
Right.
So.
But that is how we break down our ball of the year. It's not about what's going to fit everybody else's game. It's what fits our game.
Mm-hmm.
And then our next video, when we do our failures of the year, it's because it was a failure for us, not because it's going to be a failure for your market or you guys.
Right.
But that way you guys can see when we do our next video how we do things. It's just, and when you're putting every ball against itself, it gets hard to, especially when you have first-hand knowledge. You're like, oh man, this ball's really good, but this one's a little bit better.
Right.
And then when you're trying to pick your worst bowling balls of the year, you're like, wait, I would throw this over this, and I would throw that over there. It gets crazy.
It does.
It does.
So let us know what your thoughts are. We're not knocking anything that you might like, that we might not like.
Right.
So
very individualized.
Let us know what you think about our list. What is your list? What is your favorite bowling ball of the year? Or what has rolled well for you? Like I said, the Summit Peak gave me great scores this year, but I had to give it out to the DB8 Mantra. So it's just something, out of my realm, but really surprised me.
Correct. But that shows how unbiased we really do try to be, in my opinion. And this speaks all the way up and down the board. We all have a favorite brand, but we didn't really choose our favorite brand for ball of the year.
Right.
It speaks volumes for how unbiased we're trying to be here.
Right. And it's not on purpose.
Correct.
Just happened to be what shocked us, what we really liked this year. So, don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, hit the post notification bell. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget that we are giving away an Attention Star S2 entries. The entry deadline is the 30th of December.
And we're going to do the drawing I have to be here New Year's Eve anyway, so Quinton and I will probably do the drawing New Year's Eve and post it New Year's Day.
Yeah.
The winner.
Yeah, we'll either go live, have a video, post it. You guys will know.
Yeah.
We'll email you. Or whatever contact info you have within the email.
We will let you know who wins. We're getting up there in the entries too. We get enough entries, I might give away a couple of other things. I'd like to see the, many entries as possible.
Right.
So.
Yeah, show support to the fans that are out there.
Correct.
We appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time.